Welcome friends, today we are going to study structure of cell. We know cell is structural and functional unit of organism, and on the basis of cell organisms are divided under two aspects, unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Unicellular, the organisms with only single cell in their body, for example bacteria, blue-green algae and protozoa, and multicellular organism, the organisms with many cells in their body, for example animals and plant cells. Any cellular organisms may contain prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell. Let us come to the prokaryotic cell. The prokaryotic cell means, it is a Greek word. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. Primitive and simple cells. So prokaryotic cells are primitive and simple cells, first originated cells, having primitive nucleus without nuclear membrane. These cells having genetic material DNA, RNA and proteins are in direct contact with the cytoplasm. This cell mean prokaryotic cell lacks cytoplasmic organelles, means mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, centrioles, these are absent in these cells. So this cell occurs in bacteria and blue-green algae. Now come to the example of the bacterial cell as a ideal prokaryotic cell. So bacterial cell or prokaryotic cell is a primitive cell. It is a microscopic single cell without chlorophyll pigment. It found in air, water, soil, in different habitat, in plants as well as in animals. They do not have true nucleus. They show different shapes, means bacterial cells are spiral, you may say the spherical rod like cells. Now come to the ultrastructure. It having following structures. The bacterial cell consists of the outermost protective covering, that is known as a capsule. It is also known as cell envelope. The outer slimy layer providing protection help to adhere surface and prevent desiccation. Now cell wall. Next to the capsule, cell wall is there. Cell wall is outermost membrane. It gives proper shape and rigidity to the cell. Then inside the cell wall, plasma membrane is there. The plasma membrane is a thin composed of lipid and proteins. It helps in respiration and extracellular transport. Now come to the structural aspects of the typical bacterial cell. You know, the outermost covering is a capsule which consists of the pili, hair like outgrowths are there, and inside the capsule cell wall is there, and inside the cell wall plasma membrane is there. This plasma membrane bound the cytoplasm, and cytoplasm consists of the cytoplasmic organelles. For example, food granules are there, ribosomes are there, then you may say the chromosomes, nucleoid region is there in which chromosomes are present, then cytosol is there, plasmid DNA is present, and one of the typical characteristic of this cell is that it consists of the flagellum. Hey, as it is a prokaryotic cell, it is known as a prokaryotic flagellum. So this is the typical structure of the bacterial cells. Now come to the different appendages which are associated with the bacterial cell. We know flagella is there, and this flagella is a hair-like appendage which containing protein flagellum. So flagellum protein is present, and due to it, it becomes flexible. It rotates clockwise, anti-clockwise to propel the cell. It also used for attachment to the substratum. Then pilus is there. It is also single known as a pilus and plural known as a pili. These are a hair-like appendages present on the surface of the cell. It helps in the conjugation. We know conjugation is a type of a sexual reproduction which occur in the cell. Then inside the cytoplasm, you may say the inside it cytoplasm is there. Cytoplasm is a dense colloidal substance within the granules of the glycogen, protein, fats and ribosomes are present within the cytoplasm. Now the bacterial chromosome, it is a DNA. It is a single large circular double stranded DNA present in the cell. For example, Escherichia coli is one of the typical bacterial cell. It is a non-pathogenic rod shaped bacterium found in our intestine, found in a lower intestine of the human being. So this E. coli bacteria helps our body to metabolize the food material. and it also associated with the vitamin K production and food absorption. Now next to the prokaryotic cell, now we are going to study the eukaryotic cell. We know most of the plant and animal cell consist of the eukaryotic cell. It is a Greek word which means eu means good and karyotic means the nucleated cell. This eukaryotic cell occurs in most of plants and animal. It is complex in structure and with the different shapes and size. Some common aspects of the eukaryotic cell are that these cells are larger than the prokaryotic cell. Size, it varies size from 1 micron to 175 mm. For example, ostrich egg is a single cell which is largest cell. Then nerve cell is the longest cell in the animal body. Its length is nearly 3 to 3.5 feet long. So longest cell in animal body is the nerve cell and largest cell is the ostrich egg. This cell consists of the membrane bound nucleus with chromosomal DNA. Come to the structural aspect of the cell. We know the eukaryotic cell consists, eukaryotic plant cell, first I am going to explain, consists of the outermost boundary, that is known as a cell wall, and inside the cell wall the thin membranous plasma membrane is there, and this plasma membrane forms the capsule in which cytoplasm is bounded. And this cytoplasm is a jelly-like material present which consists of the different cellular organelles. For example, rough endoplasmic reticulum, nucleolus, nucleus, you may say the ribosome, then a chloroplast, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, Golgi apparatus, you may say the vacuoles, and these different types of the vesicles and pre-ribosomes are present within the eukaryotic plant cell. So this typical eukaryotic plant cell shows the outermost proteotic covering. In the simple image you can easily understand the outermost covering is the cell wall, inside it cell membrane is there, and inside the cell membrane cytoplasm is there, and inside the cytoplasm different structures are there. For example, mitochondria, then different vacuoles are there, certain central vacuoles is the larger vacuoles, beside which nucleus is there, and inside the nucleus nucleolus present, then chloroplast, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and different cell organelles are associated with the cell. Now shape of the plant cell, different shapes are there, you may say the spherical, oval, polygonal, rectangular or elongated cells are there. Then structure of the typical plant cell shows following components: cell wall, just we observe in the image, which is a thick, rigid, elastic outermost covering. It encloses colorless granular fundamental substance known as a protoplasm. Then cell membrane is there. Next to cell wall, cell membrane is there. This cell membrane lies just below the cell wall, which is a thin, semi-permeable and surrounds the entire cytoplasm. Means it packs the cytoplasm. This cytoplasm consists of the gel-like transparent semi-fluid substance is there, and it embeds cell organelles. In it all cellular activities are occur, means cytoplasm is the place of the all cellular reactions. Next organelle is the cytoskeleton. The skeletal structure which present within the cell is known as a cytoskeleton. Skeleton means the supportive structure. It is a network of fibers in cytoplasm which helps in maintaining shapes and gives support. It consists of microfilament which are solid rod-like made up of the actin protein. Then microtubules are there. These microtubules are the straight, hollow, cylindrical, helps in transport and support. Nucleus is there, which is a central processing unit of the cell. It is a spherical, highly specialized, dense part of the protoplasm. It controls all cellular activities. It is a control center of the cell. So always remember, nucleus is the control center of the cell. It controls different activities like a growth, you may say the metabolism, cell division and protein synthesis. These are a central functional aspect of the cell which controls by the nucleus. It is surrounded by nuclear membrane. It stores cell's genetic material. Genetic material of the cell is stored in the nucleus. The nucleolus helps in the synthesis of the ribosome. Then chloroplast is there. Chloroplast carries out photosynthesis, one of the common mechanism which observed in the plant cell. It is made up of the stack of thylakoid disc known as a granum, which containing chlorophyll. Endoplasmic reticulum is the next cellular organism. It is a network of sacs that manufactures, process and transport proteins within the cell. So it is associated with the protein synthesis. Then rough endoplasmic reticulum is there. We know there are two types of the endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, known as a RAR, it is a vast system of the interconnection membranes which are located in the cytoplasm. This rough endoplasmic reticulum transport material through the cell and produces protein in the sac called as a cisternae. Then smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it forms from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So always remember, rough endoplasmic reticulum gives rise to the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. When there are presence of the ribosomes that form the rough surface, it is known as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then if cytoplasms are absent, it forms the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which moving newly made proteins and lipids to the Golgi body and membranes. So now come to the Golgi complex. So Golgi complex manufactures and stores and transport certain cellular products which are associated with the cell. Second aspect is the cell organelle is the mitochondria. Mitochondria is a double membrane organelle, inner membrane folded to form projections known as a cisternae. Now observe the image. The outermost protective covering is there, known as a mitochondrial membrane. Inside that inner mitochondrial membrane is there, which shows the different folding which form the mitochondria, which consist of the mitochondrial matrix, and this folding form the mitochondrial cristae form there. Mitochondria converts energy stored in the glucose into ATP from the cell. So mitochondria act as a powerhouse of the cell. Then peroxisomes are there. These are tiny structures bonded by the single membrane that contains enzymes which produces the hydrogen peroxide as a byproduct. Peroxisomes involved in the photorespiration. Then plasmodesmata is there. The plasmodesmata are pores or channels between the plant cell wall that allows molecules and single communication in the plant cell. Then ribosomes are there. These are tiny organelles composed of RNA and protein. They are sites of protein synthesis. The next component of the next cell organelle is the vacuole. These are nothing but the cavities present in the cell filled with the cell sap consisting various salt, glucose, sugar, oil, essence, resins and organic acids. In this way we studied the prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell, their structural aspects and the common cell organelles and their functions. So thank you very much.